Hello, Facebook fans. Today is a special day. Um, Sometimes along the way, we forget about our history, or nowadays in school, our history is really not being taught. It's kind of like the microwave thing that goes on right now. But the thing about it is that we always go back to what has always worked. And I'm speaking about the good old fashioned way of getting things done. And this young man that's sitting here today is near and dear to my heart because I kind of grew up around people like him. And he's going to tell you all about himself. I'm going to tell you a little bit. But for all you youngsters that's like wrestling as it is today, this is one of the, I don't even have words to even describe you, sir. I grew up with my parents watching wrestling, and it was these two guys, these Oates boys, and my parents were so fascinated, just glued to it until where I started to learn. And you guys became household names across the board. And every Saturday night, the whole family was sitting down, glued to a little bitty black and white TV, watching you guys do what you do on the wrestling scene. So, folks, I'm talking none other than Mr. Jerry Oates. And right now he owns Oates Gym, and I'm gonna tell you a little bit about that, and then I'm gonna let him talk. When I first came here to Fort Benning, when I was in the military, people was talking about this gym that was downtown, and they told me don't go in there unless you're ready to work out. And I heard what they said, but I'm a soldier, whatever. So I walked into this gym, and the people that was in there and the environment that was in there was like none other. And that's when I really found out about what I wanted to do with this whole health and fitness thing, and that was compete. Because Oates Gym was the place, if you were serious about working out, that is where everybody went. So again, having said all of that, I introduce to you none other than Mr. Jerry Oates, owner of Oates Gym, is back. And sir, it is such an honor, such a pleasure to have you sit at the table. So we're just gonna talk. And if this go over our normal time span, don't worry about it. We'll be all right. So, sir, welcome to the table.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate the kind words.
Yes,
Really
sir.
do.
Let's talk a little bit. Let's talk about old school versus new school.
Okay.
Back in the day when you had your gym off Warm Spring Road, everybody was geared inside there. And now you're back on Warm Spring Road,
Right.
but just in a different location.
Right.
So, having said all of that, first tell us about your wrestling career, and then we'll go into this whole gym.
Okay. I've had a blessed life.
Yes, sir.
My brother-in-law was a professional wrestler, and I knew early on, as an early teenager, that's what I wanted to do,
Yes, sir.
And I competed in some bodybuilding early on, but I knew this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to travel and go places and make money and see the world. So that's what I did, and I was blessed to have a brother-in-law such as I did. His name was Dick Steinborn, and his dad was Milo Steinborn. And even bodybuilders today don't know who Milo Steinborn is, or George Hackensmith, the guys from way back. My brother-in-law's dad was the first man in the world to squat with 500 pounds.
Wow.
And he had come over from Germany, couldn't speak English or nothing, but he was strong. He just strong. And they took him to a weightlifting event in Philadelphia. And he's watching them, and he don't know any technique or anything. So he told them, said he wanted, through an interpreter, he wanted 500 pounds on the bar. They, what are you gonna do with 500 pounds? 1921, he said he was gonna squat it. But I had no squat racks or anything.
Yeah.
Well, you got to get it on your shoulders, right?
Yes, sir.
He told me the story. He got on one end of it and stood it up and let it lay across him.
Wow.
And he squatted it and dumped it. He set 3 world records that day with no technique, just strength.
Goodness.
And I learned to wrestle in his gym in Orlando, Florida.
Mm.
And his gym was like a museum of all the places in the world he had been, and he became a wrestler too back in the day. And he was telling me he used to haul his weights with him behind his car. He had a trailer made. He told me one night he wrestled in Birmingham, and then the next night he was in Atlanta. And back then, you can imagine what the roads were like. It took him all night to get to Atlanta. He got there, checked in to wherever he was gonna stay, in the parking lot, unloaded his trailer, worked out, loaded his stuff back up, got some sun, went and ate, and went to sleep.
Wow.
That's dedication.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
that dedication still holds true today.
It does. It does.
You know,
It does.
so that was my starting of my wrestling career, and I was blessed to have done it down there around and listen to his strongman stories and all the people he knew. You know, people talk about hack squats. They don't know. John Hackenschmidt started that back,
Wow.
way back in the
Wow.
20s. He was a big, strong man who became a wrestler also. But yeah, I was blessed to be around a lot of great people early on, like Arthur Jones, who invented Nautilus equipment. I met him in DeLand, Florida, him and Casey Viator.
Wow.
And I was around it all my life, you know. So, and as far as me winding up with the gym when I got off the road full time, I mean, I had worked out from Miami, Florida to Seattle, Washington, and all points in between the places I wrestled. We worked, you know, we hit gyms when we could.
Right.
Overseas, and I used to see these places, and I said, if I had a gym, I might change something that this guy's doing or that guy's doing. And I always had in my mind what I would want. And that's how Oates Gym happened.
Wow.
And it was a hardcore place.
It was.
It was a hardcore
It
place.
was.
But we had every walk of life in there. We had surgeons,
Yeah.
nurses, judges, lawyers,
Wow.
girls from Aflac, girls from Blue Cross, all walks of life
Right.
to come through that door.
Yes, sir.
And everybody was treated the same.
Mm-hmm.
There was no Mr. This, no Mr. Huff. You
Right.
were Roland.
Right.
If you'd have been the general here,
Right.
you were Roland. All the attorneys, the doctors, first name, everybody's first name basis.
Yes, sir.
It was a big, gigantic family.
It was, and you could feel that when you walked in the door. Yeah.
That place, it had an atmosphere about it.
Mm-hmm.
When you walk through that, when you pass that front counter, you could hear those plates rattling.
Yes, sir.
It was just music, and they was rattling some plates.
Yes, sir. And one thing you had, everybody loved after they was finished working out, they had to get one of his shakes.
Yeah.
This man made the best protein shakes I've ever tasted.
I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. You could not walk out of there without having one of those shakes.
That's when you need it, when you get
Yes,
to work
sir.
out.
Yes,
And
sir.
so, you know, it was just, I was at the right place at the right time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right place at the right time.
Well, again, it taught me a lot. It
Well, I
taught me a
appreciate
lot
that.
about myself, even though I was a soldier. It really, really did. But it taught me also how big this family of fitness is and how it's supposed to work. And, you know, now we're gonna fast forward to, well, I know you had you used to do some wrestling here as well, right?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
You mean when I was promoting?
When you was putting on wrestling events.
Yeah, I
here.
was doing that right before I left town. It was, wrestling was changing, you know.
Yes, sir.
I mean, everybody thinks their generation was the generation.
Mhm.
And I think in my day, we wrestled.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
You know, I wasn't a gymnast, I wasn't an acrobat, I wasn't the greatest talker in the world,
You hear that, youngsters?
but I could wrestle.
Yes, sir.
Because I learned from one of the best. And
Yes, sir.
I wanted to be one of the best. I'm not
Mhm.
saying I was the best, but I wrestled. I was looking at something the other night of all the world champions I wrestled.
Mhm.
I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
And I got an opportunity to wrestle these guys. If I didn't have the ability, I wouldn't have been booked against them.
Right.
Because in our business, just like in any sport, we were in the entertainment business, just like baseball, basketball, football, college football. It's all entertainment, and we entertain people through our wrestling ability.
Right.
And I wanted to be as good as I could be, and that's what I strive to do. And I did it for a while here, and talent was getting very hard to get.
Right.
You know, and but I wrestled a few times here, but I had too many knee problems, shoulder problems. I did it every now and then just to do it, but
Yes,
yeah, it was hard to do. Well, like you said, things change.
Right, correct.
I brought Dusty Rose here.
Yes, sir.
Some of the big names, Tully Blanchard, and
Wow.
Abdullah the Butcher.
Yes, sir.
we did good with it, but it was getting hard, you know. It was getting hard because they had started seeing the change, and
Correct.
I couldn't be a part of that. You know?
Right. So again, youngster, Google Jerry Oates and the whole clan, as I call it, that really set wrestling like it should be. But now again, things have changed. And so having said that, let's fast forward to where you are now. Tell us about Oaks Gym and where
I lost my wife like 16 months ago, and I had moved from Columbus. I've been gone 10 years.
Yes, sir.
And I was living in Savannah, and she was from Savannah, but she was a former professional ice skater. And we met and got married, and so we were married 47 years. I lost her, but we. She kept telling me before she got sick, she wanted to come home, go home. She called Columbus home, even though she was from Savannah, because she lived here longer than anywhere.
Gotcha.
And she said, I want to go back and get our gym back. I said, that'll probably never happen, you know. And she would say, I want to go home, I want to go home. But anyhow, she passed away, and I knew I wasn't going to stay in Savannah, you know. And so my niece had always wanted me to do a Oates Gym reunion. And I said, I don't want to do that, you know. And then she kept on and on. So I called her and told her, I said, my wife had been gone 3 months. And I told her, I said, I'm coming home for a couple of days. She said, will you do an Oates Gym reunion? I said, let me think about it. I said, yeah, I'll do it. I said, you only got 2 weeks to put it together. And she did.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. I tell you, of all the things I've done in my life and all the places I've been, that was the most unbelievable, biggest honor. Right. It was awesome.
Well, so you touched a lot of folks' lives.
And the people, I mean, we had people come from Atlanta, some of them came up from Florida, Alabama, that used to work out there, guys that I wouldn't even think to show up, they were there. I mean, and the girls that competed, it was overwhelming.
Yes, sir.
And so I had somebody that has a gym here now talk to me, called me before I got here and said, look, I got this place and blah, 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 would you be interested? And I said, I don't know. I said, maybe. I said, I want to come home, you know. And so he and I struck a deal, and here I am.
Yes, sir. You know, when I heard that it was, that I knew the person that had the gym and all of that, but then I heard that it was being changed to Oaks Gym. I'll tell you, I lit up like a Christmas tree.
Well, it's, you know, it's not me, it's the brand.
Yes, sir.
But everybody said you were the brand. But
yes, sir.
I made it the way I thought it should be, and it worked, you know. And you know, everything in life, as we were talking earlier, even like wrestling, goes in circles. It all comes back again.
Right. It does. It
May not be today, except one thing.
What's that?
What we try to teach people and give them wisdom and better ways of training, but this doesn't change.
The foundation.
Foundation, dedication,
yes, sir.
dedication.
Yes, sir.
And doing the right thing. That will never change.
Yes, sir. And you know, when you say that, and people come and talk to you, and that's the first thing that you start talking about. These youngsters these days, some of them don't even want to listen. They don't want to hear it because they want that quick fix, microwave type thing. But then when they actually put it into works, then they see how it actually works.
Then that's how you see how it works.
Yes, sir.
And you know, if you're going to get somebody to help you. I know a lot of our guys, some of the younger guys, and some of them have been by the gym to talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
They said, you know, well, I know one guy here in town, good body on him now and all. He said, when I first walked in there, I was 15 years old. And he said, I saw those guys in there. He said, I want to do this.
Yeah.
And he said, you know how I learned? Watching them.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Watching them. And they would help them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody was, a lot of people was intimidated to come in that gym now.
Yeah, oh yeah.
They thought everybody in there was huge. And I
Right.
said, they weren't big when they got here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that they stayed for 15, 18, 20 years.
Correct.
You know, and we had a lot of competitors out there. It was a consistency. But a lot of our younger guys found out those big guys would help them.
Yes.
Like they say, hey kid, you're not doing that right. This is the way you do it, you know.
Yes, yes, and you know that's so true. And when they finally, sometimes they think that people like us are not approachable, and turn out, yes, we are. But we're very serious about what we're doing
Right.
when we're inside there. So if you're gonna interrupt my workout time and ask me a question, okay, then listen to what I have to say.
Right.
And most of all, put it in play
Right.
of what I had to say. Don't sit here and just waste my time.
Exactly. I mean, that's how you learn. I mean, that's, you know, and watching somebody and the way they're doing it. Does that guy look good to me? Yeah, I like the way he looks.
Yes, yes.
You know, and he may know what he's doing.
Right,
And that's how you learn.
right. Exactly. Now, again, you guys are located off of Warm Springs Road.
Warm Springs Road and Armor, right there where it splits.
Okay, so that's over by, where Blue Cross and Blue Shields used to
You're on
be.
that road, yeah.
Correct. Right there at the, intersection.
Right.
So what are you guys' hours over there?
It's 24/7, which my gym was from 9 to 9, you know. But you gotta change with the times,
Exactly.
you know. So our hours are, you know, it's 24/7, 365 days a year.
Yes, sir.
It's 24/7, and our front office part is open from like 9 to 6, but that's gonna change. It'll be open later,
Okay.
you know. But for right now, it's from 9 to 6.
Gotcha.
I'm sorry about my phone going off. I had
That's
to
okay.
bring her off.
You're in high demand, sir.
I don't know about that, but yeah, that's the way it is right now.
Yes, sir. So, you are, let's talk about, you know, we have the show that's coming up
Right.
here. You and I, we've done some things before. You know, what about competitors inside of there? Or you have any?
Yeah, we're gonna have some.
Good.
There's some girls, have some guys.
Wow.
Yeah, they're excited about it.
Wow, you hear that? So that means that they coming from Oaks Gym, more than likely they're gonna be ready to go. So if you're planning on doing the Tri-City Classic on 3 April here at the Civic Center in Columbus, Georgia, you better pack your lunch, because you better bring your A game, because we got people from Oaks Gym that's coming to show out and show up and show out. Especially, you know, we got that category for Mr. and Mrs. Columbus.
Right.
We have a Mr. and Mrs. Fort Benning category as well. And then we have it where it's open to everybody from all over.
Right.
So I'm excited to see the product that comes out of
Yeah, you know,
Oaks Gym.
I think we have some. Since I got there, it's been like 6-7 months, you know.
Right.
But the next show, I know we have some.
Yes, sir.
You know,
Yes,
a
sir.
lot of them, you know, blah, 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 and I'm talking to them, I said, you know, some of the ones that competed in our shows years ago,
Right.
of course, they're in the 40s, late 40s or 50s.
Right.
Now. Yeah, I'll do one more show, you know.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, you just gotta be there to talk it up, you know, I
Exactly.
mean, it's, why not?
Exactly.
We only get one pass through this place,
Exactly.
and do what you wanna do.
Yes, sir. And I know, you know, the show was here before, you know, I had it here about 10 years ago, and then I moved it, and now it's back. So we got to create that all over again. But the thing I love about Columbus is it being a tri-city area, you got walks of all life here.
Everybody.
And fitness is pretty hot here.
It's hot, it's hot.
And I think we're gonna do pretty good.
I know you will.
Yes, sir.
You're gonna do real well
And
with
of
it.
course, you're gonna be one of the special guests.
Well, I don't know.
Yes, sir. Trying to get that commitment, that's what it is.
No, I'll do anything you want,
Yes,
y'all
sir.
want to help, you know.
Well, I just want you to be a guest, sir, and we'll bring you up on stage and let you say something to the crowd and just let you enjoy yourself so we can give some things back to you.
Well, I appreciate that.
That-
I mean,
that you gave to us.
I always took pride in our shows, you know,
Yes, sir.
our first show was in 1984, and the last show was in 95, and I learned a lot about promoting through wrestling.
Yes, sir.
And there wasn't a show I didn't have, you couldn't get another one in there. I knew how to promote it, you know, and
Right.
I always had a pro bodybuilder as a guest poser.
Correct.
And, that's what I did, you know.
Correct. Well, I've taken that same approach, so, you know.
You have to.
Yeah, you gotta give something back.
If you don't,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not a taker. I mean, I always gave back, and, that's just who I am, you know.
Yes,
Cause
sir.
I love what I do.
Exactly, so.
Like
that-
you do.
Yes, sir. That tells you there, that what you received back then, you're gonna receive now, because I learned from the best, and you know, you just can't beat stuff like that.
No,
So-
and loving what you do is everything.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, sir, it's been a pleasure having you here at the table.
It's an honor.
Sir,
To have
trust
you.
me, it's
To
all
have-
my honor just to have you walk inside of this location and sit down to the table. So if people want to get in touch with you, what's the phone number or?
Just, you just call Oates Gym.
Oaks Gym?
I don't know
Gotcha.
the number off the top of my head.
Yes, sir. Well, Google it, okay? And if you don't get it, call me. We get it. Yes, sir. But again, sir, it's a pleasure. This brings back some serious memories
Yeah,
that
and,
I had. So
But you'll have many more from
Yes, sir.
what you're trying to do and gonna
Thank
do.
you. Thank
Without
you.
a doubt, without a doubt.
Thank you. Well, we look forward to, again, sir, having you just sitting there just on the 3rd of April, just enjoying yourself, you know, the fruit of your labor.
Well,
sir,
I appreciate
and
that.
I appreciate
I just glad to see somebody putting on a good show here, and it's what we need.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
For the benefit of everybody, not
Yes,
just,
sir.
not me, just you, everybody. You know?
Exactly.
And the competitors.
Mm-hmm. I think they're gonna have a great time. We got something good for them. And again, just to remind you, the Tri-City Classic is gonna be on the 3rd of April, 2021. Yes, 2021, at the Columbus Convention and Trade Center, right downtown there, across from the Riverwalk. And we look forward to having you there. But we also look forward to having you take part in the next episode of Table Talk with Roland. We'll see you soon.